How to improve digestion within the next 7 days, my way, with almost 10 years of experience. So, a bit of my story. I grew up with SIBO, chronic inflammation, gas, days without going to the bathroom, and this sucked. Sometimes I would touch my belly, I would have gases, I would feel like this inflammation and discomfort in the gut. And this caused low self esteem, brain fog, feeling heavy, acne, and irritability. And all of these things suck. I would want to go to the beach, but I would be shy to take my shirt off because I had my belly very inflamed, even though I was a skinny guy. And this only people who have gut issues can relate. The discomfort, the irritability, the days without going to the bathroom, how it sucks. And one thing here, if your gut is not functioning well, everything else in your life will be harder. Your hormones will be out of place. You'll be more irritated. Your skin quality will suck. Your self-esteem will go down because your belly is big. You don't want to take photos. You don't want to go to the beach. You don't want to appear in front of a camera. Also, the brain fog, the heaviness, you cannot think properly. All of these things suck. So the first thing we have here is the fiber myth. And if this is you, you're facing the same problems and you want to commit and fix them forever. You want to have a good body, be energetic, be strong, feel amazing. Go in the first link in the description and I'll help you out one-on-one to fix this fast. And if you don't see results, you get all your money back. Well, you've probably been told to eat more fiber, vegetables, whole grains. Your nutritionist, the doctors will tell you this. But if this was true, why you still have this problem? Why does it not go away? You maybe feel a bit better if you eat some raw salads. It may alleviate temporarily your gut. You may feel great, you may go to the bathroom, but it comes again and you stay in this cycle forever. The thing is, humans can't digest cellulose. We lack cellulase, the enzymes to digest cellulose. Cellulose is basically the skeleton of the plant. It gives the plant the structure and the strength. And the problem is that it is hard and we cannot digest it. And this causes some problems in the gut. What it does is it scraps and irritates the gut lining. Example, this is your gut. And what the fiber does is like it does this. It scraps your gut. And with time, it causes inflammation. It can cause internal bleeding, discomfort, all of these things that you may be feeling. And we are not cows. We are not herbivores. We cannot digest fiber. They can digest fiber because, first of all, their teeth are designed to grind the fiber. We don't have that kind of teeth. And they have 4 stomachs. And they spend all day eating and digesting the food. The problem with fiber is that also it binds nutrients and traps proteins and fats due to the oxalates and fatty acids, like the anti-nutrients. Plus, it lowers the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, which are the most important for your health, for you to feel great. Now, plant foods that harm digestion. We have grains, we have green vegetables, we have legumes, we have nuts. All of these foods are rich in anti-nutrients and also fiber, and they can cause problems in the gut. I bet everyone who has eaten some beans right after you felt gas, you felt this inflammation in the gut. Also, apple can be a food that causes some irritation in the gut, but this will happen if your gut is not in a good place. But compared to all these other ones, it is okay. And here we have some low fiber plant foods that are easy on digestion. These fruits are very easy on digestion, and for example, pineapple and papaya also help digestion protein. They help with digestion. So cutting these ones and eating more of these will help you tons. Mainly eliminating these foods from your diet. You don't need them. They don't have the nutrients that you think they have. And you don't need fiber as much as they tell you. And now, what actually improves digestion? Animal-based gelatinous foods room temperature milk, eggs. These two foods are really easy to digest. They're basically gelatinous, they're liquid, and they digest super easily. And they have enzymes, the nutrients there that will help you rebuild your gut. Fermented foods, kefir, raw yogurt, raw cheese, fermented meat, they are full of bacteria and enzymes that will provide your gut with the enzymes, the bacteria, everything for the digestion to function properly, for your gut to function properly, so you can absorb and digest the food better and have no inflammation or less inflammation. Raw honey, fruits for easy energy without irritation. Instead of oats, go for honey, fruits that will give you this quick energy for you to do a workout or whatever without having this gut inflammation. Me, this is what I do. Before my workouts, I eat mostly fruits, honey, eggs. That's all I do. My digestion is good, my energy is good. Daily habits that boost digestion. This is also important, the habits that you have. Don't drink water during meals. When you do this, it will make your gut expand and make digestion harder when you drink too much liquid while you're eating. Get sunlight every day. It boosts metabolism, making the digestion better and faster. Avoid seed oils, grains, beans, high fiber foods. These foods will destroy your gut, will make your gut irritated, inflamed, and all these problems that I mentioned in the beginning and you're probably facing. By eliminating these foods, you're doing like 70% of the work. Food combination is also important. For example, meat and milk are not a good combination. They're not good friends. So, because one is acid, one is like base. Combining acid and basic foods sometimes is not the best choice. It can cause some irritation in the gut. And if you want to have a perfect digestion, it's better for you to eat only basic foods and only acid foods. When it comes to drinking water, drink 30 minutes after your meal or 30 minutes before your solid milk. And the final takes here. Fiber isn't cleaning you, it's scrapping you. You don't need as much fiber as you are told. And if you're skeptical about this, just try it for a week. Try this for a week and you'll see if your gut improves or not, if you have less inflammation or not. Digestion improves when the gut lining is healed and enzyme-rich foods are eaten. As I said, you want foods rich in enzymes, raw foods, foods with a lot of nutrients that will heal your gut and make it function properly. Habits play a role, like mixing foods, drinking water while eating. All of these things plays a role. Also having some sunlight. There are other things like eating and then go to the bed. This can cause some problems in the gut. It's best if you eat and go for a walk. Be careful with plant foods. These are the ones that causes your gut to be irritated. So be careful with the plant foods that you eat. The grains, the legumes, the green vegetables, these are probably the worst. Eliminate everything that irritates the gut and eat more animal foods. For example, you stop eating oats and bread instead of eating in the morning eggs and bread. Eat some eggs, fruit like a banana, and meat, a bit of red meat, and your energy will be better. You have more nutrients, you'll feel more amazing. You will have no problems with digestion. If you have gut issues or digestive problems, this will affect your ability to build muscle, will slow down your muscle growth and not let you reach your true potential when it comes to building muscle naturally, and also strength and energy. The thing is that most people are doing the right thing. They're training hard, eating enough, protein is high, supplements are stacked. But that's not enough. This is an example. This is one of my clients. Here he was working on his own for a year and he was doing everything right. But the moment we started working together, we fixed his diet, his lifestyle, and his gut, and he made more progress in just 2 months. This is a 2-month difference than in 1 year training alone. And this was because he had more energy, more power in the gym. He could recover way faster, his sleep was better, and all of these things are influenced by the gut. And here is one of his messages. He had more energy than ever before, no brain fog at all. And this also has happened to me. For me, it was the same. By fixing my gut, I had more energy, better output in the gym. My strength skyrocketed. I built muscle faster than ever before. And this has helped me a lot since I'm a competitive athlete, I'm a national champion in straight lifting, and I'm a certified coach. And I have more results like this. And if you want to see more, go in the first link in the description. You'll have videos there of my clients that made progress by fixing their gut, before and after pictures. You can see everything there. As I was saying, this is not enough. When you have a bad gut health, you'll have poor recovery. You'll have okay energy. You'll be bloated all the time. And this leads to slow progress, stubborn belly fat and handle fat. Like handle fat are these on the side of your belly. Less power in the gym, rapid fat gain, hormonal imbalance, slower metabolism. And the big issue is mainly your hormone imbalance, because this will lead you to slower metabolism, and when your metabolism is slower, you'll gain fat very, very fast. You'll have less power in the gym, and you'll have this stubborn belly fat that doesn't go away. And this requires time, fixing your gut, fixing your diet, fixing your lifestyle, so you can fix these things. And I'd say that gut is one of the most important things when it comes to getting rid of this stubborn belly fat. The missing thing here is the gut. You may have everything right, but if your gut health is suffering, your progress will be slower. You'll not have this high energy that you should have. Your recovery will suffer, and you'll be average for the rest of your life. Now, muscle and gut. If your gut is inflamed or damaged, nutrients don't get absorbed. Hormones don't signal properly, recovery slows down, testosterone drops, cortisol rises. And all of these is the opposite of building muscle and getting stronger. Now, how the gut actually builds muscle? Your gut controls 5 key muscle building systems: nutrient absorption, energy production, hormones, sleep and nervous system, inflammation and recovery. If gut is broken, muscle growth will be capped. Now, let's start with nutrient absorption, which is the foundation. Protein, minerals, and calories mean nothing if they aren't absorbed. A damaged gut leads to poor amino acid absorption, low zinc, magnesium, and iron, low B vitamins. And all of these are essential for muscle growth. These are required for protein synthesis, testosterone production, muscle contraction, and there's a study here showing that intestinal permeability reduces amino acid uptake, zinc deficiency linked to reduced testosterone. So just by having gut issues, you have higher chances of being deficient in certain vitamins or minerals because you cannot absorb them properly. Now, energy and mitochondria. Your gut feeds your mitochondria, and gut bacteria produces short-chain fatty acids, improves insulin sensitivity, increases ATP production, and poor gut health equals to more fatigue, weak workouts, low training output, and all of these things will influence your strength adaptations and your muscle growth. Again, now hormones, testosterone and insulin. 70% of hormone signaling depends on gut health. A bad gut causes high cortisol, lower testosterone, poor insulin sensitivity, and a healthy gut improves insulin response, which transports more nutrients into the muscles. It lowers inflammation, which helps with having higher testosterone. This is just for you to see that muscle growth is more complex than just eating protein and training. You have all of these little things in your body, your hormones, your gut, your ability to absorb the nutrients, how fast you recover, your nervous system. All of these things influences how fast you can build muscle, how fast you can build strength, and also your energy levels. Now, inflammation blocks growth. Chronic gut inflammation equals chronic muscle breakdown. Inflammation inhibits mTOR, muscle building pathway. mTOR is basically what triggers your body to build muscle. It increases muscle protein breakdown, reduces recovery speed. When your body is full of inflammation, the first thing it wants to do is to get rid of the inflammation. So it's going to put all the blood, all the nutrients in these inflamed areas to fix it, and muscle growth will be left behind. And instead of using all the nutrients, all the energy to build muscle, to recover, to produce energy, your body will try to deal with this inflammation. Now, mainstream gut advice does not work. Why? Because I've tried it. Most of my clients who had gut issues tried it and it didn't work. And I was a guy who grew up with a lot of gut issues. Most people try to fix a gut problem with more fiber, more tea, coffee, detox shakes, eating more vegetables, eating more fruit, fermented food. But this works for a day or two, and then the problem reappears and people get stuck on this cycle forever. And they don't try to do other things because the doctors didn't tell them to try other things. They tell them eat more fiber or drink more water or something like that, or they give them a pill so they can go to the bathroom. They don't try to fix the root cause of this problem. Now, signs that your gut is limiting your gains: bloating after meals, fatigue after eating, brain fog, poor sleep, low libido, inconsistent strength, long recovery time. So if you have any of these issues, it may be your gut is not a good place, especially bloating after meals or brain fog, low libido, low energy. All of these things are signs that your gut may not be in the best. You feel bloated, inflamed, and uncomfortable with your digestion because you get your mornings wrong. This is something that I've noticed with me and my clients. Here's a message one of my clients sent me. He has spent thousands of dollars trying to fix his gut by doing these cleanses, bacterial cleanses, tried these herbal teas, herbal pills, different diets, different strategies, but nothing. And we just fixed his morning and diet, his morning habits, diet, all of that, and he got instant progress. In 3 to 5 days, he made more progress than years of doing all these things and wasting a lot of money. And I think this happens due to lack of knowledge, habits, and food choices. When it comes to knowledge, I'd say mixing the wrong foods. This can be an issue for some people when mixing acid and basic foods. What oils do you use to cook? Because you may be eating the right food, but if you're using some seed oil, you kind of destroy the purpose, which is health and feeling good. And also things that you think are good, but they're not. And I think this is the most important one. Example, bacterial cleanses or these herbal detox teas to alleviate your gut, or eating more and more fiber because you're being told that eating more and more fiber will fix your gut, will help your gut be better, which is not the case. And one secret here, bacteria is really important when it comes to a healthy gut, a good digestion. And habits, drinking coffee on an empty stomach, drinking too much coffee also can affect your gut. Every now and then, it's okay. It may not affect you as much, but drinking it every day will definitely wreck your gut in the long run. Drinking purified water, drinking and eating at the same time, not having enough sun, not moving your body. All of these habits can affect your digestion, your gut. And I'll explain everything here in a second. And food choices. When it comes to food choices, the obvious processed and junk food, but there are foods that are not processed, they're not junk, but they affect your gut, they affect your digestion, such as cruciferous vegetables, grains, legumes. These foods are natural foods, can be natural foods, but they are not good for you, and you're told to eat more and more of these foods. If you see the pyramid, these foods are what you're supposedly to eat more, but there are foods that are making you sick, giving your gut issues. An example would be beans. Everyone knows that beans will destroy your gut. It gets you inflamed, gassy, and these are signs of bad digestion. And you may say, but people don't eat vegetables and legumes for breakfast. Yeah? And you may be wondering, what do they eat? For what I've seen is some sort of bread or grain, roasted cheese or ham, coffee and milk, which is not a good mix. What I said in the beginning, food mixing is important for some people who have weak guts or have been dealing with gut issues for long periods of time. They're more sensitive. This can be a problem. Some oats with protein powders, very inflammatory, wrecks your gut. And in the long run, these foods, these habits will destroy your gut, your energy levels, and focus. And for example, there are people who eat good foods in the morning, eggs, some meat, but they be cooking it in seed oils, which kind of destroys the purpose, like I said in the beginning. And there are also some people that do fasting because when they eat something, they feel like their digestion gets really bad. They get very lethargic and inflamed. And this is just a band-aid. This doesn't fix the problem. So doing fasting will not fix your gut problem. And then what happens is that they cannot focus, they have low energy, and after 30 minutes, an hour, they have to snack on something. And usually what they snack is some sort of pastry, some junk processed food, and some coffee. And this will do even more damage to your gut. And this creates a snowball effect. You'll be doing damage and more damage again and again. And all of this is because you start your mornings wrong. Let me give you an example so you can see things more clearly. Someone that has bad habits, doesn't have the knowledge, poor food choices. They wake up, they eat some grain, they drink coffee on an empty stomach, they mix some foods that are not good, and they get lethargic, inflamed, low energy, they cannot focus. And this will make you have bad choices later on because you'll be in this inflamed state, this low state, this anxious state, this state where your body is not functioning well. And for what I've seen is that people make the worst choices when they're feeling the worst, where they're not feeling good. And this affects you in a hormonal level, in a biological level, because if your hormones are all wrecked, your ghrelin and leptin all are dysregulated, your cortisol is high, your insulin is spiking and crashing, you'll not think properly, you'll not be able to focus, you'll have more cravings, you'll want to eat more sugar, more processed foods. And this will make you have better choices later on in the day. Compare it to a person who eats enzyme-rich, nutrient-dense foods that gives you energy, makes your insulin levels be stable, your hormones are good, are regulated, your focus. You'll be able to go 2-3 hours without eating and feeling amazing. And when you go eat, you probably will do a good choice, will do a better choice because this doesn't come from an emotional place. Hormones levels are doing well, so you don't get too emotional, you don't get anxious with food, you don't have these cravings, and you'll do better choices throughout the day. And this is something that I've noticed with me. And on enough time period, you'll develop health issues such as skin problems, losing your hair, gaining the extra weight that you don't want, being depressed, anxious, having really bad gut problems. And all of this is because you didn't start your morning well. Your morning basically sets sets you up for success or failure. And if your gut has problems, it will affect everything from the physical to the mental. So fix your gut and you'll fix your life. And if everything I've said till now resonates with you and you need help, go on the first link in the description, book a free call, and I'll help you out. And I will not try to force sell anything. I'm here to help you out. If you like what you hear, if you want to work with me, nice. And now, what to do and what to change to heal your gut. First, cut bad habits, such as drinking coffee on an empty stomach. If you are gonna drink coffee, have something in your stomach. For example, eat 4 to 5 eggs, cook it in butter, and you'll have good energy, you have the nutrition, your hormones will be stable, and the coffee can give you this boost of focus and energy. Mixing something with fat and protein and some caffeine can be very helpful when it comes to focus and energy. Don't drink coffee every day. Try to minimize it to 3 to 2 times a week. This will help your gut relax a bit from the coffee, because coffee can be very irritating to the gut, especially if it's not high quality and organic. Stop drinking and eating at the same time. Drink 30 minutes after you have your solid meal, or do the opposite. Stop mixing acid and basic foods. This for some people can be a problem. People who have more problems in the gut, a more sensible gut, a weaker gut, this can be a problem, such as bread and meat, milk and meat, basic and acid. Don't drink purified water. It robs the minerals from your body, makes you dehydrated, and it can be very heavy on the stomach. And I can tell you this from experience. There was this time I was drinking purified water at the gym. They had this purified water. I was trying it, and during my workouts, what I would feel is like I would get super dehydrated. My skin would get super dry, and I'd want to drink way more water, and my gut would feel weird. And as I did a research and learned more about it, I found that this is not the best water to drink. If you do a cleanse in your water, you want to remineralize it. Move your body after a meal. You don't need to go outside. You can be inside. Just stand, walk a bit, do things standing. This will help with your digestion. Get enough sun throughout the day in your face, belly, and chest. It helps with digestion. Because when you eat and you're sitting like I'm sitting here, and mainly if you curve your body a lot, this will affect your digestion. So standing and moving your body a bit can be helpful with digestion. Now, food choices. Food choices in the morning are key. You want nutrient-dense, enzyme-rich, and easily digestible foods, such as eggs, meat, fish, raw dairy, raw honey, fruits. These foods will provide you with the nutrition, will have the enzymes, the bacteria that will help you heal your gut, make you feel energetic, have the focus, so you can have the best choices throughout the day, like I said in the beginning. And lastly, some knowledge that could help you. Don't drink coffee on an empty stomach. Don't use seed oils to cook your foods, because you may be eating meat, but if you're cooking it in seed oils, you're destroying the purpose. Bacteria is good for you. Eating raw foods, bacteria-rich foods, fermented foods will help you heal your gut fast. And bacterial cleanses, all of these detox teas and herbs to kill the bacteria are not good. In the long run, will cause you way more problems. Gluten, fiber, processed foods will make you inflamed, lethargic, disrupt your gut function, affect your digestion. So avoid them as much as possible. Vegetables, most of the time, are not your friends. The cruciferous vegetables are not your friends. Legumes too. Grains also affects your gut a lot, even if you don't feel it right away, like beans or some cruciferous vegetables. But grains are not that good for you. Fruit vegetables such as tomatoes, cucumbers, these are great for you to eat. root vegetables, potatoes, carrots. These are the best plant foods to eat. Their fiber are the best for you to eat compared to cruciferous vegetables and legumes, which can disrupt the normal function of the gut. And stay hydrated. Hydrated is not just water, it's minerals, vitamins, and fats, and also water. So up your fat intake, promote the bile function, which digests the fat, and also aid with digestion overall. So eating more fats, mineral-rich foods, vitamin-rich foods, and water will help you stay hydrated. Most people lose energy as they age, but me, I reverse engineer it. Now I have more energy than when I was 18. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I did it. So there's 3 main things here that are important for energy: the gut, bacteria, and the food. And these 3 are interlinked. You cannot have one without the other, okay? So energy. Your energy starts in the gut. Your gut literally talks to your brain. 90% of the serotonin, the feel-good chemical, is made in your gut. Your dopamine, focus, motivation are all influenced by the gut bacteria. So when your digestion is off, your mood, energy, and sleep will suffer. Your energy is not just physical, but also chemical. And if these things are not in place, you'll always feel low energy, down, and motivated. And if you're unmotivated, you're not focused, your sleep suffering, your energy will be low. You probably have felt this before. When you are motivated to do something, it's like you have this spike of energy. And this is what I want you to feel after watching this video, if you apply everything that I say here. So your energy level depends on digestion, bacteria, and neurotransmitters, which all starts in the gut. And I'll get to details in every single one of them. So let's start with food. With food, there's 3 important things here: the timing, the food state, and food choices. These are important when it comes to food for the maximum energy. Let's start with timing. So timing has to do a lot with your insulin spikes. Probably you've noticed this before. After eating a meal, especially during midday, you have this peak of energy and then it drops like crazy and you feel sluggish and you want to sleep. And in this image, you can see here is where you want to be. This is the healthy state. This is where you want to be. You want your glucose levels to be stable for the best energy. You don't want energy to go up and down, up and down. This will wreck your mood, will wreck your productivity, will wreck your motivation, and so on. So here are some health effects on this spike and crash of your insulin levels. So energy will go down, the focus, the hunger, the mood, and oxidative stress, glycation, inflammation, and weight gain. And these are things that you don't want. Also cravings and energy intake. More cravings, you'll eat more food, which sometimes cannot be the best choice if you want to have the best energy. So we want to be in this state, okay, here in this purple area. And how do you do it? This has to do with carb timing. Carbs are the foods that spike the insulin the most. Fats and protein do also spike your insulin, but not as aggressive as carbs. And the timing of your carbs are very important. This is a rule that I do. In the morning, the first 2-3 hours, I don't have any carbs. It's just protein and fat. And why? So I can be on that baseline. So I can have this stable energy. And I don't have these crazy spikes. And this way I can focus, do work without having this brain fog, or I start feeling hungry and I want to eat something, or my mood is off and I can focus. I've tried this lots of times. I've did a lot of experiments, and avoiding carbs altogether in the morning are a very good thing for you to do if you want to focus and do things that require your brain to be functioning properly. If you go to college, school, work, all these things are normally people do in the morning. And the carbs also plays a role. If you're eating things with gluten, like bread, oats, processed foods, these things will spike your insulin like crazy, and you'll have these peaks and valleys, and you don't want that. This is the thing number 1 for you to have energy. Carbs are best timed before physical exercise. You go to the gym at midday, before the gym, you get the carbs, it will give you the power in the gym that you want. If you want, and also at night, when the sun goes down, you want to relax, having more carbs will also help you with sleep and help you be more relaxed. I have this, so my rule is carbs post, carbs before workout. Post workout, I do have also some carbs, but I don't want to have a lot of carbs that this thing happens. A lot of people have midday crashes, and then I have more carbs in the end of the day. So the carb timing here is very important, but this is very individual on the routine of the person and all of these things. Okay. Then the second thing is the state of the food. This is more of a raw versus cooked. Here's an example here. This is a raw meat cell. You have the enzymes, and what happens is when the enzymes are present, when the food is in its raw state, it happens this thing called autolysis. By the way, if this is you have these problems, low energy, gut issues, you cannot build muscle, you lack strength, you have low testosterone, you want to be the healthiest and achieve your biggest potential or your true potential, I coach men to do that. So if you're interested, go in the first link in the description, and if you don't see results, you get all your money back. This is a guarantee. Which is basically when the enzymes get in contact with the hydrochloric acid in your stomach, they eat up the food. They pre-digest it, and this will make you dissolve all the food, which means more absorption, less energy spent for digesting the food. Meanwhile, cooked food, these enzymes die, and when the cooked food goes to your hydrochloric acid, it doesn't dissolve completely. There's a study done by a Russian scientist, Yugolev, if I'm not wrong, and he did this. A raw frog and a cooked frog in a hydrochloric acid. It's the acid that we have in our stomachs. And the raw one dissolved completely, and the cooked one partially dissolved and stayed there long periods of time. And this is what happens with a lot of people. A lot of people have a lot of food, have a lot of problems digesting, because it's like you have your stomach lining and there's pieces of food there that didn't digest. And this makes you sluggish, have low energy, you feel bloated, inflamed, you may develop some gut issues later down the line. So raw foods are key for good digestion, for you to feel great and energetic. A quick example, raw food, raw meat will digest itself, so your body doesn't need to use its resources or energy to digest it. So it's quick, and you use that energy for other things. Meanwhile, when you cook, the food stays there a lot of time, and your body wants to deal with digestion, so it uses the energy to dissolve the food, to digest the food. And of course, you absorb more nutrients when it's in this raw state, because it dissolves completely because of the enzymes and bacteria that are present. And then, food choices. This is important, and a lot of people suffer from this. So, there's this thing called cellulose, which is a primal structure component of plant walls. And we humans lack the enzyme called cellulase, and that breaks down the cellulose. Unlike the ruminants, like cows, sheep, all that, they have this enzyme, and they have multi-chambered stomachs and fermentation process to digest this thing. But we humans, we cannot do that. And what happens is, when you eat foods with cellulose, things like vegetables, especially cooked vegetables like broccoli, kale, spinach, grains, legumes like beans, all of these things, and also processed foods, what happens is it goes to your gut and it doesn't digest properly. It partially digests and it stays in your gut for long periods of time. This causes bloating, inflammation, sluggishness, and this will give you low energy. Because your body, the first thing it wants to do when it has inflammation is deal with that inflammation. So it uses all the energy to deal with that inflammation, and your brain cannot function properly. Your body just wants to sleep or relax. And this causes putrefaction and fermentation in the gut. This is why a lot of people have bad breath, bloating, and they have trouble going to the bathroom. This is something that is very common, and I've had this problem before. You don't digest the food, it stays there in your colon for months and probably even years. And this causes this later on can cause skin issues, a lot of other health issues that you may develop because your gut is not functioning properly. Your gut is basically your second brain. And if you're eating a lot of these foods, like I said, cooked veggies, grain, legumes, processed foods with added gums, emulsifiers, starches, will affect you a lot. And a lot of people spend days without going to the bathroom, and this is bad. I've been there before. And one thing, this is only people who have this problem will relate. You go to the bathroom after a few days, and after that you feel like this surge of energy. You're like, whoa, I could go to the gym right now. I'm motivated. I feel empty. This is what happens when the inflammation is gone. You can go to the bathroom properly. You feel this energy and motivation and emptiness, and you feel great. And I want you to feel like this every single day. Imagine if you can feel this most of the days. You have to fix your gut. So by eliminating these foods, cooked vegetables, grains, legumes, processed foods, you'll feel a big difference in your gut. It takes some days, weeks, depending on the state that you are, but you'll feel amazing afterwards. You'll lose weight, the inflammation will be gone, you'll feel amazing. An example would be beans. Everyone who eats beans, after that they're burping or farting a lot because we cannot digest beans properly. So if someone is telling you you should eat your veggies and legumes for health, they don't know that much about nutrition. Nutrition is not just calories in, calories out, protein, carbs, and fats, and the nutrients that shows in paper. It's way more than that. Okay. So then, bacteria. Bacteria is crucial for health. Bacteria digest for you. They extract more energy from food, making you spend less energy digesting, which gives you more energy for other stuff that doesn't make you slow. This is what I was saying here at the beginning. Meanwhile, antibiotics, pasteurized dairy, even cooked vegetables, they kill this balance, making you have gut issues and less energy. Example here, E. coli. The first thing they tell me when they see me eating raw eggs, raw milk, raw meat is E. coli. What about E. coli? Let me give you a quick explanation here on E. coli. Share you some facts on E. coli. E. coli is only harmful in the presence of cooked or processed foods. In a raw, natural digestive environment, it is beneficial. Okay? Everyone has E. coli in their column. Yeah, you have E. coli in your column. It produces vitamins, prevents colonization of harmful bacteria, and aids digestion. Problems arise only in dysbiotic conditions, often caused by antibiotics, ultra-processed foods, and weak digestion. So, the problem is not the bacteria, is your habits, the food that you eat. E. coli helps digest raw fats and proteins, which will give you more energy. If you can digest it faster and properly, you'll have more energy. It participates in vitamin K2 and B12 synthesis, which most people are deficient in. So if your gut has more bacteria, if you eat more bacteria, you could handle more the vitamin K2 and B12. It will synthesize it better so your body can use it properly. Okay? It's the part of natural balance in gut flora. So you should not fear bacteria, but the processed foods, the antibiotics, and the dumb stuff that you do, like alcohol and drugs. Okay? Then, gut. The microbiota's role in immune and metabolic functions. The gut microbiota, including E. coli, significantly influence the host immune system and metabolic processes. Disruption in the microbial community can contribute to various diseases, emphasizing the importance of a balanced gut microbiome. Better gut microbiome, better digestion, more energy. It's that simple. If you fix your digestion, you have more energy. Less inflammation, more energy for you. A healthy gut reduces chronic inflammation. This means your body doesn't waste energy fighting itself. So you feel more clear, alert, and strong. Like I said in the beginning, if you have inflammation in your body, the first thing you want to do is deal with that inflammation. So no inflammation, more energy, more focus, you'll be stronger and all of that. Hormones regulate metabolism. Your gut releases hormones that control hunger, fat burning, and energy use, like GLP-1 and PYY. A good gut equals better hormone balance, equals steady energy. If your hormones are in place, you'll have also more energy. This is so amazing. Your gut produces neurotransmitters, and the neurotransmitters affects your hormones, and your hormones affects your mood, And your neurotransmitters affects your mood and your energy, and your capability of digesting food also affects your mood, your digestion, your energy levels, the gut, the enzymes, the bacteria in your gut, in the food, will also influence your energy levels and hormones. They are all interlinked. All of these things are interlinked. The gut, the microbiome, the enzymes, the neurotransmitters, the hormones, the nutrients, they're all interlinked. So you have to have these things in check. And bad gut sluggish energy. This is obvious. Then neurotransmitters. This is also something that can influence your energy. Your energy isn't just physical, it's chemical. Neurotransmitters made in the gut control your mental energy, motivation, and clarity. A clean, raw, bacteria-rich gut equals more natural energy chemicals, which equals more power through the day. So here are some things about neurotransmitters that are important. Most neurotransmitters are made in the gut. About 90-95% of serotonin, the feel-good and motivation chemical, is made in the gut. So if you feel depressed, anxious a lot of time, it can be your gut that is not good. I can talk from experience. There's a lot of times I felt down, anxious, and since I fixed my gut, I feel great. I don't have anxiety anymore. Dopamine, which drives reward. Motivation drive is influenced by gut bacteria too. Like I said, when you are more motivated, you have more energy. Then GABA, which calms the brain and reduces anxiety, is also made by a microbiome. Like I said, when I fixed my gut, my anxiety disappeared. Neurotransmitters control how you feel. These chemicals regulate alertness, mood, drive, and focus, all tied to how energized you feel. If your neurotransmitters are low or imbalanced, you'll feel tired and motivated, foggy, and anxious or flat. Gut bacteria influence neurotransmitters production. Good gut microbiome help produce or stimulate neurotransmitters. For example, Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium strains can boost GABA and serotonin. I don't want to go to details on all these bacteria because this video will take too long. So you can do your research after this, or you can go for my coaching and I'll help you fix these problems. A bad gut from processed food, antibiotics, or stress equals a poor microbial balance, which equals low neurotransmitter output, which equals low energy. And gut inflammation blocks the brain. An inflamed or leaky gut can lead to neuroinflammation, meaning your brain doesn't get the right signals or nutrients, leading to fatigue, depression, and brain fog. So, as you can see in this video, your gut is so important when it comes to energy. So you want to fix this for you to achieve, I'd say, your highest self, your true potential. You need to fix your gut.